Hi, this is Pat McCarthy from McCarthy Performance. Going to make another video. This is a 318 I've been working on. Decided to go hydraulic roller lifter on this engine. And if you've ever done a earlier 318, you have to slot out the rocker arm, push rods, um, slots because the rocker arms will drag on them. So I had to open them up almost 100 thousandths. And I'll show you what I did. Now, these are the factory rocker arms, and I don't like them. But, you know, to get something decent to replace that, you're talking, 800 bucks. This is a very small cam. It's 450 lift, not a lot of spring pressure on it. It's just, we want to put it back together and make it a dependable engine for the gentleman that's going in the car. It's not a hot rod. You just want to get some longevity out of it. And the way lifters, conventional camshafts have been going lately, I started putting solid and hydraulic roller cams in engines over 30 years ago. And everything that leaves the shop, I really try to put a hydraulic roller in it if I can. It just saves on so many things that can possibly go wrong between putting it together and having it properly broken and worrying about if it's properly broken, worrying about if the lifters are correct and if the lifter is going to fail sooner or later. And then when the lifter does fail, it puts iron all over the cylinder walls. It gets stuck up in the pistons. It's just a real hydraulic rollers I found in solids. I've had really decent luck with them. And occasionally somebody will tell you the bar will break or the needles will fall out or that. Well, on the big stuff, we're running bushed, or we're not even running bushings at all. We're running DLC coated pins, and we're running right on the roller. So they've come a long ways getting back to this. So I decided to buy an inexpensive system. I'm not going to mention the name. They seem to be relatively all right, and for the spring pressure and what I'm going to do, I think they'll be fine. They'll probably be better than these because these are stamped steel. There's, I mean, it's amazing they work, to be honest with you. There's a groove down the middle, they're stamped, they run on this, and that's it. There's no bushings, no nothing, just oil. Well, we got into a situation here, and I'll show you. There's always, you always got to make judgment calls, and somebody would probably say this wasn't the best one that I could have did at the time, though. I had the heads all set up and I had plenty of clearance between the rocker arm. Well, I went to this rocker arm system here. I don't have any clearance, and I'll show you. I'll switch them side to side, and I realize these videos aren't as good as they could be, and I'm trying to work on that right now. But anyways, so, and I'll show you exactly what's going on, and I'll show you exactly what I had to remove and what I did to get it to clear. Okay, so if you look at these rocker arms, they're not even coming down. They're hitting right on the retainer. Well, they didn't hit on the stock stuff, but they're hitting on the aftermarket stuff. Well, what are you going to do? Well, what I ended up doing on this is because the springs are all set up on the heads, I cut the outer diameter of the retainer down. Then I back angled it a little bit. Still plenty thick. It's not going to pull through. It's not going to break. It's not going to do nothing. I can control this because I'm cutting it on the lathe. I'm not grinding the backside of the rocker arm. Guess by golly, maybe one clears and maybe they don't. I know exactly what I'm taking off each single one, so I put them on. I know they're going to clear because they're all exactly the same. Now, This you can obviously see it's hitting, they're hitting, and they're not going to work. So what I did was, like I said, I machined them all, and you can see all the tops are shiny now because that's the part of the material that I've taken off. And of course I've got test springs on this one here. And what you see is I've got clearance now through here. And so I cut the retainers down, and these will probably work just fine now, but I had to modify the retainers. Could I got other retainers? Maybe, maybe not. It was something I already had. It was just quicker to buy these, so that's what I did. So that's the end of it. So anyways, I guess that's kind of what we're doing here is I'm going to do the rest of them and cut the rest of them down so I can get these and use these, because this is a better rocker arm than the factory. Would I use these on, something with a lot of spring pressure and that? Probably not. But they have a place, and I can't fault them yet. And then of course, what I use is I just put air in the cylinder, pressurize it, and take each spring off. To keep them from falling down, I'll either put the retainer back on them, or I got some little Chevrolet type little O-rings, and these will fit on just about any valve bigger than 11, 3/8, 11/32. I just stick one of them on there. It keeps the valve from dropping through. You just got to make sure, obviously, you take them off, but the valve seals will usually hold them up too. So instead of resetting the heads up, sending out, getting some different retainers, going through all that, I just taken the retainers off, and I'm just cutting a little bit off of them because these retainers stick out just a little bit past the spring. So, and that clearance that sticks out there is just enough to make these clear. And then I told you I'd show you how much I took off and slotted these. Sorry about the hand. I had to go in here and slot these out quite a ways. And that's just because of the lifter angle and that. And then if you look, I can run it across both ways and nothing rubs. So, as the spring goes down, it'll clear even more. So just that rest is a problem. And you can see, these ain't horribly bad. That part of the spring is flat right there, but they're not going to pull through. They'll work just fine. Do it all the time like that. I just thought I'd make a little quick video on this, and that's it.